Science Part 2, Chapter number 9, Environmental Management. So students, today we are learning about the Indian Meteorological Department. Okay, I have already told you the science that studies the interrelationship between the various components of air, natural cycles, geological movements of the earth and climate. That is called as meteorology. Okay, in my previous lecture, I have explained this. What is meteorology? Meteorology, what it is? It is a science which studies about the clouds, about the rainfall, about the storms, about the lightning, about thunder, etc. Okay, so all these factors, study of all such factors, weather forecast, these all are made by using meteorology. Okay, it is also useful for farmers, fisheries. Okay, those who are going in planes, aviation services, water transport, etc. Okay, even many other organizations like schools, colleges, hospitals, for everyone it is important. Now let us see what is Indian Meteorological Department. Now in my screen, students, you can see the main office. Okay, that is the Indian Meteorological Department. It was founded by whom? By the British. Okay, in the year 1875 at Shimla. So you can see even the head office at Pune and its regional office is at Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Nagpur and Delhi. Okay. So there are regional offices. There is head office at Pune and it was first founded by the British in the year 1875 at Shimla. Okay. So that is the general information about this Indian Meteorological Department. Now, what they are doing, they are preparing the maps every day. What it indicates? It indicates that how is the weather condition, right? Whether it is good or bad. What prediction they will predict? Whether it is going to rain, whether it will be sunny day today. Okay, all these things will be mentioned in the map. It will be indicated in the map. So such maps are prepared, and how they will publish it? Twice in every 24 hours. So twice they will publish it. And even in this institute, some research also takes place. Okay, continuously research takes place. That means study on various aspects like instruments for climatic reading, predictions about climate made using radar. Okay, and predictions about climate related to seismology, predictions regarding rainfalls by satellites, air pollution. All these things are studied in this institute. So continuous research will take place. Research means what? Scientific study about the various climatic factors. How is the climate? What is the weather today? Okay, so all this will be studied in Indian Meteorological Department. Along with that, they also provide us important information, okay, regarding weather and climatic conditions. Okay, well, to whom they are giving? Not only to the common people, but also to the aviation, shipping, agriculture, irrigation, marine oil, exploration, and production. So for every field, this climate is very much important. Climate reading, they should know the what is the climatic condition, what is the weather condition. That is very much important. Otherwise, shipping, agriculture, irrigation, marine oil exploration, all these will have to face a serious problem if the predictions are not done. So predictions regarding calamities are also done, like dust storms, sandstorms, yes, heavy rainfall. Recently we had a heavy rainfall, but prediction was done in the news. It was shown. So, orange alert in Mumbai. Yes or no? Those are watching in the news. They might be knowing it. Yes. So heavy rainfall is going to happen. Be careful. That was already declared. So that is called prediction. One day before we will come to know. Yes, tomorrow we have to be very careful. Don't move. Don't go for a long journey. Don't go outside the house because it's going to be a heavy rainfall. Even hot and cold waves, tsunami, etc. All these predictions are done beforehand so that common people can be safe. Okay, they can save themselves. from serious disasters. Okay. So they are communicated to various departments, all types of mass communication media like television, radio. Okay, even in news, they will show, in mobile it comes nowadays. Okay, all citizens of our country will come to know about it, right? Within a second, the news will spread. So for this purpose, what India has launched? India has launched several satellites. Okay, satellites with high class technology. So there are observatories at several locations. Okay, they are doing excellent work in the analysis of information received from these satellites. Okay, so these observatories will observe how the climate is, how the weather is, and they will give us the predictions. So that is how Indian Meteorological Department work. I hope students you understood how it works, right? Now next I will show you the main what you can say, different way sources. Okay, Indian Meteorological Department, they will provide information to various departments. Now what are the various departments shown over here? Just I have told you regarding agriculture, aviation, defense. Okay, that only it is shown. General publics are there, tourism is there. Okay, so like this way you can see in my screen how the tourism, public transport, non-conventional energy, disaster management, climate, urban development, petroleum, space, shipping, fisheries, okay, shipping and fisheries, environment, water resources, all these people, general public means we all, okay, so power, tourism, everyone, okay, so these all are what? These are the various departments, okay, where IMD stands for what? India Meteorological Department. They will provide informations to other departments. So these are some of the departments. Okay, IMD helps all these departments. They will predict all the calamities like dust storms, sandstorms, heavy rainfall, okay, hot and cold waves, tsunami, etc. Okay, so all these departments will get the benefit of it. Okay, students. So I hope you understood what are the functions of IMD. Correct? Now here you can see the map of uh, South Asia, that is Indian map, extreme minimum temperature. This was taken in this year, July 14th. The map shows the climatic condition of various places. Correct? So this way they will predict. Okay, they will how many predictions are done, students? So within 24 hours, such maps are prepared. And how many times they're publishing? Give the answers in the chat box. How many times they are publishing this map in every 24 hours, students? Twice. Very good, Aditi Durge. Correct answer. Twice they are publishing. So you have seen the map in my screen, right? So what is this map? This map is prepared and published twice in every 24 hours. So when this map was drawn in the year 2021, this current year, July 14th, date and year is mentioned, extreme minimum temperature. Okay. So this is how the map is made. That is not given in your book. So this I have that's why I'm showing you how the map will be. Okay, it will be in this way. Now what they are doing, how they are doing, they are making some models, that is monsoon model and climate prediction. Okay, so the tradition of forecasting the monsoon season in India, it is older than 100 years. Okay, before it means it was done from past 100 years. So after the famine of 1877, what happened? Blandford, H.F. Blandford, he was a founder of IMD. he has made such a prediction for the first time. Okay, taking the snowfall in the Himalayas. You know, Himalayas, it's very cold region, there is snowfall. So he took snowfall in the Himalayas as a parameter for this prediction. In the decade of 1930, okay, then director of IMD, that is Sir Gilbert Walker, okay, he had underlined the relationship between various worldwide factors, climatic factors and Indian monsoon. And based on available observations, okay, based on the observations, how the climate is and how the previous recordings were, he related, he shown the relationship, okay, he put forth some hypothesis. Hypothesis means what? Questions regarding the nature of the monsoon. And then he got the answers. So with the initiative of Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar in the decade 1990, a monsoon model based upon 16 worldwide climatic parameters was developed. So in the year 1990, Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar, okay, he was the first person who made the monsoon model. Okay, so this model was in use from 1990 to 2002. Correct? So this way, the monsoon model was made. Presently, we are having new models that is developed at IITM. That is, so that that is working in progress at both the levels, designing new models and developing new technology. So main focus is what? To develop, that is development of the radar system and satellite technology. Okay, though there are students some other model, mathematical model, holistic model and statistical model also. Okay, there are also some other models which we can use it. Okay, so then in mathematical model, what is done? Forecasts are made with the help of mathematical models also, in that which take into account estimates of current weather related events and ongoing physical interaction. Okay, so whatever condition is present at present, current situation, weather related events, that is taken into account, as well as how the interaction occurs, physical interactions. Okay, so data about current climatic parameters is mathematically analyzed. That means with the help of mathematics, with the help of Param supercomputer, they are analyzing. That is called mathematical model. It is a very dynamic model used often. So various mathematical models based upon daily geographic events are developed by supercomputer technology. That means using the computer, we can calculate, we can measure what will be the climatic condition or what is the weather condition. Okay. Next comes a holistic method. Now in this model, what is done? Predictions are based upon those parameters used in other models which have the greatest effect on the monsoon. Okay, so so nowadays predictions declared by IMD are the collective outcome of various models. Now whatever this IMD is giving us, no, giving the information, that is a collection of mathematical model, holistic model, statistical model. All this together they are using it. Okay, so that's why it is called holistic model. What we can call it as holistic model. Holistic model, what it does? It shows the predictions in a collective way. Collective outcome is given out by various models. That is called as holistic model. Correct? Now, statistical model. In the statistical model, what is done? Current climatic observation in a region are compared with earlier parameters such as oceanic temperature, atmospheric pressure, nature of the monsoon rainfall, okay, of which is taking place from several years and all. So this data is compared, analyzed by statistical methods, and predictions are made about the monsoon in the present condition. Means in the past, several years back, how was the rainfall? Okay, that comparison is done in statistical model. Okay, and it is compared with today's oceanic temperature, today's atmospheric pressure, today's monsoon rainfall. Okay, so comparison is done between the monsoon rainfall several years back with today's monsoon rainfall. Such comparison is done in statistical model. Okay. So in this way, predictions are made. So this way we can use, the IMD is using, that is Indian Meteorological Department is using mathematical model, holistic model and statistical model. Okay, students. So that is about the Indian Meteorological Department. Okay. So I hope you all understood how the Indian Meteorological Department works, who founded it, and what all things they have given us. Now, I will be asking some questions regarding the students. Let me see how. Okay, students. Now, solid waste management. You have you have uh, seen one diagram in my screen, right? That is about the solid waste. You have to observe the garbage. Okay. Suppose if you are in school, okay, you have to observe what all garbage gets collected in the dustbin. Now you are at home in your dustbin at home. So many garbages will be collected. Correct? You have to make the list of various materials and then you have to segregate it. Segregate means what? Separate it into different in different ways. How you can segregate it? Come on, tell me. In what way you will segregate the garbages? Give the answers in the chat box. Very good, students. Ayushi Chaturvedi, right. Dry waste and wet waste. We can segregate into two ways. In two ways. Dry waste and wet waste. Okay, we should never mix both this together. Correct? What other way? Metals and non-metals. Very good. Very good. Okay, Vedant. Correct, Ashwin. Dry waste, wet waste, metals, non-metals, all this we can separate it. Plastic, paper, glass. Very good. Okay. So these are the different ways by which we can segregate the waste. Correct? So we know many waste are generated in our daily human activities. What we call them as, what are the daily waste which are generated, what we can call human, due to our human activity, like we are doing many activities, so because of this waste are generated, so what we can name it as? Yes, solid waste. What we can say them as? They are called as solid waste. Okay. So these all waste materials, they has to be disposed properly. Okay. Why it should be disposed? Because otherwise the place will look dirty, right? They had, it is a valuable source of energy. Okay. So solid waste is a serious worldwide problem. It has caused a serious problem. Now in the screen, you can see the solid waste. In that you can see the plastic, metals, papers, everything together. And what else you can see? A triangle is drawn. What it shows, students? Can you give the can you tell me what this diagram shows? What comes in your mind? Recycle. Very good, Aryan. Very good, Avdut. Recycle. Okay. So you know what is mean by recycle. Okay. The arrow is shown, na? Triangular arrows. Recycling. What it shows? Recycling. That means we should recycle the garbage. Why we need to recycle the garbage? What is the benefit of recycling, students? Yes, very good, Janvi. We can make best out of waste. Good answer. What else we can do by recycling? What is the benefit we are getting, students? Tell me. Reply in the chat box. Yes, reduce, reuse and recycle. Very good. Very good, Aditi. Very good, Ashwin. Correct answer. So we can reuse, reduce and recycle. Correct? Okay. So from this, what message we get? That we should recycle the garbages. Okay, instead of throwing it, wasting it, whatever we can use, we have to reuse it, so that we can save the energy. Correct? We can use it again and again, and we can save the resources. Okay, we can make best out of waste. Yes or no? Yes, many good new things can be made. Otherwise, what will happen? Pollution occurs. In our surrounding, pollution occurs. You know what is pollution, right? Pollution is what? It contaminates. Because of pollution, what happens? Our environment is contaminated, right? That means we may suffer from serious diseases because of pollution. Okay, so for that, what we can do, how we can clean our surrounding, how we can, what are the different ways so that our surrounding will not be polluted. For that, what all are the different ways, students? We can recycle, we can make different things. Yes, yes, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Very good, Ayushi Chaturvedi. That is correct. So we should not pollute the environment. Okay. So because of pollution of soil, water, even noise pollution, various diseases. Okay. Human beings will suffer from serious diseases. Okay, sometimes radioactive substances are also released in the environment, so it can cause radioactive pollution. Sound pollution occurs, unwanted sound. Okay, then there are many toxic poisonous substances in the air, water, soil because of solid waste. Correct. So all these can be dangerous for the human beings, not only human beings but plants as well as animals. Okay, so we have to manage. That's why it is called need of the hour. What is meant by need of the hour? Means it's a serious issue. We have to solve it as early as possible. So solid waste management should be done at the earliest. Correct. Now, in the solid waste, there can be domestic waste, industrial waste. Okay, sometimes from factories and industries, the wastes are dumped. Then there can be biomedical waste from the hospitals, dispensaries, electronic waste, e-waste, which we call e-waste, papers, plastics. So all these are included in the solid waste. Okay, so we all these things get gathered in the environment. Correct. So what we have to do? We have to segregate it or separate it or recycle it. Correct. Because of recycling, many of the waste can be reused again and again. Correct. I hope all of you understood what is solid waste management. Okay. Now we are moving to the next topic. Next topic, that is, okay. Now here there is a question for you, students. Okay, you have to give the answers in the chat box. You have to observe these pictures which is shown over here and give the answer. What is the main difference between what we can see in the two pictures? Now you can see two pictures in front of you, correct? What is the main difference? What we can see in the two pictures alongside? Okay, Jyoti. Yes, Siddhant, garbage is there in one road, correct. And in the other road, other road is clean. Okay, pollution and not, there's pollution. Okay, fine. One road is clean and neat. Okay, fine. Other road is very dirty. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay, good, good. So your observation is correct. Okay, what you can see, one is a very dirty road, right? And the other road is very clean. What should we do permanently? What should we do to permanently maintain the condition seen in the second picture? Which road you like, students? First road or the second road? Dirty road or clean road? Second one. Very good, Avdut. Correct. So to make your environment clean, each one of us likes the second picture, right? The second picture is very neat and clean road. We like to walk on the footpath. If the footpath is dirty, will you go for morning walk in such place? Will you be able to walk on this footpath, footpath? No. If you'll walk from there, you will face the dirty smell coming from that garbage. Yes. So it should be kept clean. Think about our surrounding, the place where you live. If the surrounding is dirty, how you feel in the morning if you'll get up and look at the surrounding and you will feel, look at this dirty place. So you will not get refreshed, right? So, but if you look at a clean place, greenery is there, then you will be feeling very good. Very good, Sanchit. You will have a bad morning. Okay. Okay, we should clean and we should inspire others. That is a message from Ayushi. Okay, we should clean our surrounding and inspire others. Good, Ayushi, good thought. Okay, so in this way, if the waste is there in our surrounding, we will not feel refreshed, right? We have to clean it and then we have to keep our surroundings clean as well as inspire others also. Okay, don't throw solid waste outside. Okay, and segregate it, use it for a better tomorrow, use it properly, use it wisely. Okay, you can make best out of waste, otherwise you have to dispose it properly, correct? So that is the message which you are getting from this picture, correct? Both the pictures which is shown here. So that is about the area with garbage versus clean area. This is a picture. What it shows? It shows the area with garbage versus clean area. And what we observed that all the students in the class, even including me, what we liked the clean area, not the place with garbage. Yes or no, students? So we all will take a promise that we will keep our surroundings always neat and tidy. Not only our house, but our surroundings should also be kept neat and tidy. Okay. So students, let us move to the next slide. Okay, there are two questions for you students. The first question is what is mean by solid waste? And the second question is what are the different things included in solid waste? Now you all will give the answers in the chat box. Okay, I will be reading your answers. I'm giving you time. You can go. Now here uh, in the screen you can see domestic waste, industrial waste, hazardous waste, farm or garden waste, electronic waste, biomedical waste, mining waste, okay, then radioactive waste and urban waste. These are the different types, or we can classify the waste in different patterns, correct? Now, what you have to do, you have to find the source from where this waste comes. Find the source. That means what? Read the table carefully. What do you notice? Now here in the table, I have given first about the domestic waste. Let us discuss about the domestic waste. What is the source of domestic waste? Okay. Now, first is domestic, then industrial. Okay. Then we have hazardous waste, farm or garden waste, electronic waste, biomedical waste. Okay. Then comes urban waste, radioactive waste, and mining waste. So many ways you can see. In this way, we can segregate it. Okay. Uh, Now, what you have to do, students, you have to find the source from where we are getting this. Okay. Source means what? What from where we this domestic waste comes, from where this industrial waste comes. That you have to give the answers in the chat box. Correct? Now let us start from the domestic waste. This I think most of you knows the answer for the domestic waste, correct? But then too you have to give the answers in the chat box. Okay. So the screen is visible, no? Okay. So you can start typing the answers for the, yes, Siddhant Kamble writing the funny answers. Domestic waste comes from tabela. You are written, Siddhant. Okay. Use proper words in the answer. Don't write tabela and all. Okay. Domestic waste means what? The waste which is which is thrown in the garbage bin of your house, inside your house. Okay. So use the proper words. Don't use Hindi words here. Okay. Write the proper words. Okay, it's okay, Siddhant. Let it be, no problem. You can write again the correct answers. I'm here to see the answers. What you are writing? Okay, Sanchit, plastic bags. Okay, fine. So there are many answers I'm getting from different students from Kavita, from Diksha, from Avdut, from Nutika. Okay, so that is waste food, paper, plastic bags, vegetable waste, fruit skin. Okay, glass and sheet metal articles. Okay, all these are what domestic waste. What we can say, domestic waste. Okay, next is the industrial waste. Industrial waste, from where, what all things, what are the source of industrial waste? Chemicals, very good. Chemicals, correct, Purva? Chemicals are the main source of industrial waste. Apart from that, there are also some other things like pigments. Very good, Gayatri. Pigments means what? Colors, various dyes, coloring material. Colors are coming. You have might have seen in the nearby rivers and all. Sometimes the water of the river turns black or blue or green color because of pigments. Okay, different colored water chemicals are mixing, and pigments of different colors gets mixed in the water from the industries, yes, and causes water pollution. Sludge and ash. Okay, sludge and ash means what? All the things which is after burying, whatever the ash comes out, that is thrown in water, black colored, ash colored, all this. So all these things, along with that, metals are also thrown sometimes in the water. Okay, that's why it causes water pollution. The color of the water changes, the order of the water will change. Yes, that is about the industrial waste. Now next is hazardous waste. What is mean by hazardous waste? And what are the source of hazardous waste? Radioactive waste. Very good. Correct answer, Purva. So radioactive waste, radioactive materials are coming out. Yes, chemicals are generated from various industries, explosives. Okay, infectious materials are there, thermocol. All these are what? Hazardous. Hazardous means what? Toxic, which is very, very dangerous, right? So, you know, radioactive materials will give radioactive rays, which is dangerous, correct? Next comes the farm and garden waste. Which are the farm and which find the source for this? Farm and garden waste. Yes, very good. Leaves, correct. Grass. Okay, Herschel, grass. What else? Flowers. Very good, Sanchit. Leaves, flowers, branches of trees. Correct, Riya. Okay, that means what? Leaves, flowers, tree, branches of trees. All these are coming under farm or garden waste. Pesticides are there. Yes. Animal dungs, very good. Fertilizers, very good, students. So many things are coming under farm or garden waste. Okay. Then crop residues like straw, you know, dry grasses and all that, all things. Animal urine and animal dung, cow dung and all. So all these are coming under garden waste or farm waste. Very good, students. Good participation. Okay, the remaining things we will be doing in the next class, students. Okay, many have participated and noted down the names also, those who have participated. Some of them were